And now it's time to show you the property for the first time. One thing I can already tell you is we got power, baby! And there's the first house. Let's go. Are you guys ready? Because this will blow your mind. Over here we got the main unit with, I think, 1 bedroom and a kitchen as well as a living room. And on this side we got another unit, and this one encompasses another bedroom, and it's just the perfect opportunity to split a family, for example. I am aiming at renting out the house maybe during a couple of summer months or even in the winter, so this is a perfect opportunity to split a family or have 2 families coming over. Got a couple of beautiful trees here, and then on this side is a massive shed. Bro, the opportunities here to do something with this property, add to it, it's just gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It blew my mind the first time I came up here, and it looks beautiful. And this is the property from the other side. So we got the hut, or shed, we got main unit 1, main unit 2, and what can I say, I'm infatuated. And behind me, behind these pines, there is a ridge, a valley with beautiful trees. I'll show you later, or you have already seen it. I think I'm in love. Damn me. And there's one more thing I just have to show you, and I'm taking you along. This is like maybe a 2-minute stroll away from the property, and I know for a fact that if I look at it in like 2 months from now, I'm going to be absolutely devastated if I don't get the property. So this is the valley I talked about, and it extends in that direction for a very, very, very long time. It's hard to see right now. It is absolutely beautiful. Like, what? Okay, so I promised you to let you in on why I am in Sweden, what for, and also more precisely what specifically I'm looking for when searching and looking at old cabins in the woods here in Sweden. So last year I've already started looking for properties here in Sweden, and I even tried to look at them in person, because so far everything happened online. And then I took my sister and my nephew with me last year, and yeah, that's, long story short, it's different to travel with a 2-year-old, so that didn't work out, actually looking at the properties. But now I'm here in Sweden, and I want to, let you know on who I am a little bit, and, what specifics I'm looking for. So I'm in this state between having finished university and starting my practical teacher training in September this year. And so I was, I had this opportunity to take some time off and, start this journey. And I'm so happy that I followed through on that. Feels good to be here for sure. Life is good in Sweden. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a remote place in South Sweden, all the way up to the latitude of Stockholm, maybe a little bit further up north, but that's about it. That's how far I'm ready to go. How far up north, that is. I don't want any paved roads close to the property, only dirt roads. I don't want any direct neighbors. I like neighbors, but I don't want them to be within sight. When you are standing on the property, I don't want you to be, looking around and seeing another house just next door. This has nothing to do with me being weird or anything. Maybe it has to do with that. It's mostly about feeling like you are in a remote place with nobody around, just you and nature. I'm looking for a property that is somewhere situated in a forest. I've even looked at a property online that's located on an island surrounded by a lake like this. I'm also on an island, practically speaking, right now. And I also want to have a lake in walking distance, which means that once you're on the property, it should be like a maximum of a 10-minute walk to a lake. Of course, in a best case scenario, you would have a lake being part of the property itself, but that is highly unrealistic within my budget. We'll get to that, by the way. I also don't want any road noises whatsoever. If I had road noises on the property, so you'd be able to hear cars and trucks driving down a road, that's also why I don't want a paved road. Then I could just stay in Germany, to be honest. This is not why I'm coming here to Sweden. It has to do, again, with being surrounded by nature only. Yeah. When it comes to my budget, and this is probably something that a lot of you are interested in, I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. Also as maybe sort of a guidance or a help for other people out there who want to do the same thing in Sweden or in Scandinavia. My budget is up to 70,000 euros, not Swedish crowns, it's euros. And this includes, in the best case scenario, a maximum of 50,000 just to pay for the house, and then an additional 20,000 for renovations if needed. And I hope it's needed, because this is also, one of the reasons I've talked to you earlier. This is one of the reasons why I came here, to renovate something, to get my hands, get hands-on, that is. I'm trying to circumvent properties, avoid properties with deforestation in the close vicinity. So everything should stay intact. Forests should stay intact. Nothing should be removed close to the property. This is something that is extremely difficult to find out through the agent, of course, because sometimes they wouldn't have access to these documents. And sometimes it's just unknown and they are oblivious. I want full ownership I don't want any properties that are rented. I want full ownership, and it's super important that there are no rotting walls. You know, neither the ceiling having leaks nor the outer walls be starting to rot. And also, and this is very important, something I was not very aware of when I started, you know, searching this topic on YouTube, on Google and stuff, on in Facebook groups. You always want to have a cabin, a house that is made of wood, raised from the ground. So you don't want the walls to actually touch the ground. So otherwise the moisture will creep into the wood. So there should be a solid base. For example, you know, made of stone. That will work. This is a transition to the next topic, I guess. So when I rent this property out to other people, say for example 2 months a year, I'll rent this property. I want them to be able to you know, go to a supermarket or have a nice hiking trail just around the corner. So it's, you know, it makes this whole property more attractive to potential people who are, you know, ready to rent this home. And that's what I'm also trying to, you know, scout out and look for. And yeah, and then something very important, I think a lot of people overlook, but this has to do with Sweden's infrastructure, is phone reception. You want to have a proper phone reception on the property, and on top of that you want to have internet coverage, LTE plus. So 4G LTE would be fine, I guess. And why does this have to do with Sweden? Simply because Sweden offers phone reception basically everywhere, so you won't, you know, run into any troubles with that. Most of the time you will have good phone reception as well as internet connectivity. So in most cases, that's a thumbs up. And then last but not least, I do have something that is more on the auxiliary side of things, like things that are optional. For example, this might be striking to a couple of you people, but for me, electricity is optional. I'm ready to at least try to build an off-grid power sort of source, like solar power, or, you know, all this nice stuff. Trying to make this home as as self-sufficient as possible, and also a water source. Running water is somewhat optional for me personally, if, and that's a big if the you know, if the price is adjusted accordingly, which means that it has to be calculated, of course, and it has to be, the house and the property has to be substantially lower in price if there's no electricity and running water, because you can always drill a well in Sweden. Of course this is costly. I heard about 5,000, 6,000 euros. But of course, a house that has running water, that has working electricity, will always has the upper hand over other houses without these sort of things. And with that, let's dive into the next house visit, house viewing, and see how it goes. I always have my checklist with me. I will make sure to maybe make this a downloadable option for you guys in the description, so you can have a look at it. It's just a personal choice, I guess. A couple of things are, you know, very important, such as the house to be raised off the ground, but other things are just to personal liking. I hope this is very helpful for you. I wish I had a video like this when I started searching for Swedish cabins. Rowdy-o! Yo! I'm still at the same spot where I recorded the video, and bro, how can you not love this country? I mean, look at this. What else do you need in life? Apart from having something to drink and eat. I'm talking rubbish, I'm sorry. But this is so... man. Being here is such a relief to me. Anyways, just wanted to show you this. And I hope you're having a good day so far. As you've probably realized, I don't have a red thread running through my videos really. Like, I'm recording whatever I feel like. And sometimes this is what comes out of it. I should just stop doing it, honestly. Sorry.